To the Reuters bureau chief for Turkey, Dominic Evans, who's live with us now from Istanbul. Dominic, thank you. And can you speak to what Jennifer just said, this possibility of those ISIS fighters, some 10,000 of them, potentially being released?
Well, there are a huge number of ISIS fighters being held by the SDF forces. Those are the Kurdish forces that were allied with the United States and have been fighting with US support against Islamic State in Syria for the last 2 years. They have got thousands of captives in their territory. What is not clear at this stage is how many of those are being held in facilities that are within the area that the Turkish armed forces will be going into. Turkey has said initially what it wants to do is create a security zone that's about 20 miles deep inside Syria, and its main target has been the Kurdish YPG forces there. But if it goes much further, it is likely to come into areas where ISIS captives are being held.
What can you tell us, the latest on the invasion that's happening now and the status of civilians in that area?
Well, this is developing as we speak. I mean, the first we heard about this was about 4 o'clock local time, about 6 hours ago, when there were sounds of explosions at 2 Syrian border towns right on the border with Turkey. Since then, we've learnt about strikes in several other towns, one of them about 20 miles inside Syria, and 2 others on the extremes, if you like, of this long 300-mile strip, border strip between the 2 countries, so off to the east and to the west. So the artillery strikes and the air strikes are happening against several targets spread over a wide area at the moment.
I guess we'll know when we know. Dominic, for many years now, the United States has held up these Kurdish fighters in the east, the northeast of Syria, as really our best partners on the ground in the fight against ISIS. Even in the darkest days of the spreading caliphate, it was those Kurdish fighters whom the United States held up as really the saviors of the fight against ISIS. And I wonder what you know about their reaction, their leaders' reaction to being abandoned by the United States.
Well, there's a lot of anger. I mean, they've described this as betrayal. They've described it as a stab in the back. As you say, for years they fought with US backing against Islamic State. And this Turkish offensive, which is taking place today, has come despite long warnings from Turkey. In effect, it's come very, very quickly following the phone call between Presidents Trump and Erdogan at the weekend on Sunday. So it's very dramatic, it's fast-paced, and for the Kurdish fighters, who, as you say, have been fighting with the United States for years and years, it's a moment of deep disappointment and betrayal.
I have just seconds left, but from your extensive knowledge of the region, living and working, reporting in that region for so many years, how would the Russian President Vladimir Putin view the current events?
Well, on one level, I mean, Russia has said it wasn't informed about this. It's not approving it in any way. On one level, there is a potential for the Russians who support President Bashar al-Assad to gain from this if it leads to chaos elsewhere in eastern Syria, which is currently under the Kurdish control, the SDF control. That would give an opportunity for the Damascus government, backed by Russia, to move into some of the territory that they've not been able to control for a very long time in this long 8-year war.
Dominic Evans, the Reuters bureau chief there in Istanbul and a longtime correspondent of the region. We appreciate the partnership and your reporting today. Dominic, thank you.